This is Metrosource Minis, the official podcast of Metrosource magazine and home of short-form interviews with your favorite personalities from the LGBTQ world and beyond. Quick, fun, and informative. It's Metrosource on the go. Out and proud since 1990. Well, hello. This is Metrosource Minis. I'm your host, Alexander Rodriguez, lead writer for Metrosource and queen of the podcast. So in this world of reality TV that celebrates drama queens and stereotypes, TLC's 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, celebrates a real-life love story. The first male same-sex marriage of the series, which is built on trust, understanding, and overcoming life's challenges. Kenny and Armando's emotional journey was captured in season 2 of the popular TLC show, which included an emotional coming out, cultural homophobia, loss, and finally, a storybook wedding. Regardless of an age difference, language barriers, distance, or circumstances, these two fought the odds and have quickly become reality TV's favorite international couple with spin-offs and a social media following that I'm very jealous of. Please welcome Kenny and Armando.
Hey, Alexander.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Qué pasó?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? Well, you know, it's Friday, so I'm ready for happy hour. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
too.
Did you both, either in your wildest dreams, predict that you would go from being single fathers to international reality stars?
Never ever.
No, it's crazy. And we were actually on season 2 and 3 of The Other Way. Well.
Yes, well, and like all these spin-offs now, it's like Pillow Talk, it's Grocery Shoppers. It's like they're just going to keep adding titles at you because you guys are so fabulous.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to my dad today, and he's like, who are the big girls on your show? And he thought I was talking about 1,000-Pound Sisters. Because I'm not on that show.
Yeah.
Hey, there's always a crossover that could happen, right?
For sure.
Now, why do you think fans have responded so well to you both?
I think a lot of it is that we really were true to ourselves. And when we, like I said, when we started the process of being on the show, we, made a kind of a pact with each other that we're going to be real, we're going to be ourselves, and we're just going to let all the emotions out and just really show the raw couple that we are, like from the very beginning, and not sugarcoat anything, not manufacture anything. We truly were just ourselves.
Yeah.
Now, you both have done so much media, including exclusive wedding pics in People magazine.
Yeah.
It has to change you somewhat. I know everybody wants to stay grounded, but has that changed kind of your thought process, your ego? And I mean in a healthy way, but it has to have changed you somewhat.
My ego is already big.
It's been, yeah.
Well, that hair was certainly big. That's for
Hey,
sure.
and I'm sorry that we're not, I know you just talked to the Prince of Twerk. I'm sorry we're not there. You should have got me 20 years ago.
There you go. No, but honestly, we take it day by day, and the new experiences and being in a magazine, it's awesome. It's awesome to see ourselves in that, and it's surreal. But at the end of the day, we're just two guys in love, living, our lives and home, and just living normal lives. And there's nothing to be, to overthink or anything. It's just enjoy the experience and love it every step of the way, and just stay grounded.
We're kind of in a little bubble because we are in Mexico, so we don't get probably as much as some of the other couples do, like living in the United States. But anytime we've gone to the States, you kind of get, you kind of get people after you. And here we've had a lot of people come up to us, but they're all really nice and everything like that. And we're really nice back to them, because we really appreciated the support that we got. That was really surprising for us. We really didn't think we would get so much support, to be honest.
Well, and you brought up being kind of in a bubble, and because of COVID and now the confines, of the reality shows and spinoffs, you've kind of just been kept in that kind of bubble, in that same kind of environment. You guys aren't the party gays going to Miami. You aren't doing the red carpet openings in Hollywood every week.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been, that world tour to kind of celebrate your stardom. Is that a little lonely where you're making such a big impact in such a small little bubble, and you look at each other and it's like, okay.
Well, I mean, I think even when we joined the show initially, we thought to ourselves, if we can change just one mind, that's enough for us. And just knowing that we've changed minds, that people are accepting their kids or accepting, homosexuals as a whole through our love story, that is enough. That is enough for us.
Yeah.
We don't need to get attention out in public or anything. It's just knowing that the support is there, the people that we've changed minds. That's, I think, is more than enough.
Don't get me wrong, we like it.
It's an interesting.
It's an interesting experience for sure. But we were, like I said, we were very lucky that we did have a positive impact, more so than maybe some. But like I said, it was very surprising. So it actually worked out really well for us.
Well, and the fans are very vocal, and I became like a hard and true fan. Like I binged like for 3 days straight, like all the seasons. I'm like, oh my god, there's all this going on, and then you pick like your villains of the season, and then you pick like who you're rooting for, who you want to break up. It's insane. Because it's shot in such an intimate way where none of the drama is kind of incited or scripted or planned. And so you really do go on this intimate journey with you guys from every step of it. And, the audience just really feels like they're part of the family, like they're part of your friends. And it really builds a strong chemistry with this huge audience. Now, you spent years of your life as Kenneth. You spent years of your life as Armando. Is it a little scary to kind of lose that idea of individuality? You are literally a brand now. You're Kenny and Armando. That's how it's titled. That's how it is. That's
what's kind of funny. It's more like my daughters. Like they message me. Kenny and Armando was a hashtag. All that kind of stuff.
It is.
So it's like really kind of neat for them. Yeah. So it's kind of cool that way. And, it's really helped us in some ways because, we do have a shop and different things. And it's really broadened our opportunities and to put out there, our face. And what our face is about is really about love and acceptance, because we had to get accepted by our families and different things. So we love that is kind of stuck with us. So it's really, really great for that. And now that we're like on Pillow Talk a lot of people got to see our personalities a lot more because we dealt with a lot of heavy stuff on our seasons. Yeah. And we got to show our little personalities with a sense of humors and things like that. So it's kind of becoming full circle. Like a lot of people see all sides of us now. Yeah.
And I'll go a bit off of Kenny and, talking about acceptance. The Armando before wasn't accepted. And now as Kenny and Armando, I'm living my true self. I'm happy. I'm, happier than I've ever been in my life. So I wouldn't change it. Not for
I just have, my job is to kind of be to pick up on people's energies and kind of respond to that. And I've interviewed you guys a few times, and one of them was, I think, right as season 2 was kind of playing. And I have to say, from my side of the chair, Armando, I do see this confidence that's built and this personality that's really come out. Whereas the first interview, you guys are so adorable, but Kenny, it was like, you were taking the lead in some of the questions. And now I really see this kind of equality, and it's so adorable to see.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes he thinks now I'm too confident.
I'm like, settle down, be with everybody else, but calm down with me a little bit.
He's like, I miss quiet Armando.
I'm just so timid. I'd let others kind of step on me, so to speak, and now not so much. So he's like,
and that's really a theme. That's really a theme in people who come out of the closet finally. And no matter if it's a good experience or a bad experience, there is that weight that's lifted. And then you get to really concentrate on who you are. And so that even though you came as part of this couple, it's still your journey as a gay man. Who you really, really are. And I can sense that immediately in your energy. Okay, gentlemen, but the honeymoon period is over. The wedding's happened. Now it's real life ahead of you. What have been some of the biggest obstacles in moving forward as a couple, and especially with your daughter, Hannah?
I'll say like some of our parenting styles has been different. I'm like maybe a little more old school. So we've had some back and forth about different things on discipline or stuff like that, but it always works out, I think, in the end. We have some struggles still moving forward because we're having talks about expanding our family and with our age difference. So there's some things that we're still working on that is pretty heavy. And I didn't think like at my age, I'd be like dealing with such heavy things, but Armando's worth it to me. So we're dealing with it head on, and we're going to see where that takes us.
Now, how has the media frenzy affected Hannah, and how do you keep her grounded? Because everybody loves Hannah, Hannah's bows, Hannah's smiles, Hannah's,
Well, the thing is, Hannah doesn't really yet understand the gravity of the situation or the show. She sometimes, you know, we're on TV and stuff, and she just walks away. She doesn't even see.
Yeah, she doesn't get it.
So she doesn't fully get it.
But she's becoming a little bit of a diva, where she's talking about wanting to model and getting to pageants and things. So we're exploring that now. So we might be pageant moms, and not toddlers and tiaras, but
can you imagine like, hello TLC, there's another show. Beauty pageant dads. I love that. Now on the show we saw I am all for that. But on the show we saw the homophobia in Mexico present itself, both through the government, also through that scene that you're out at dinner with your family. How has the homophobia been in your neighborhood since?
I mean, I think as a whole, things are okay. We haven't encountered, I think, anything else. Did we?
We became friends with a neighbor of ours, and they're a strong Christian family, and she had problems with, like, she asked us, and she has a daughter Hannah's age. She asked us, like, I don't know how to explain to my kids about you being gay, and they've never been around it and stuff. And I said, just be straightforward with them and don't make it seem like a bad or ugly thing. And we thought she did that, and they were real friendly with us, and we had dinner here and there, and like barbecues with people in the community. Yeah. But eventually they kind of just pushed their way away from us and stopped talking to us, and they just couldn't handle, I guess, being around, a gay couple.
Yeah. And not only that, but like this conversation actually started because Hannah would go over to their home, and I was fine with that. But Hannah wanted her to come, her friend to come to her room and see her room and play in her room. And they never let her. And so once we caught on that they had issues with, our lifestyle or who we were, it was heartbreaking for me. I actually even teared up because it was like, it's hard to explain to children, because Hannah would ask, why can't she come to my room? So it was hard to explain, like, why. And it's hurtful, to know that you might hurt children, and so it was something I guess we had to deal with.
We even explained to her, like, after he did that, he explained to her that he has to say to Hannah, and at first he was lying to her, saying, I don't know why she can't, or that he had to explain to her and said, when you people act this way, you're hurting kids too that just want to be friends.
Yeah.
I have to say, that is so sad to hear. And some of the sadness as well is, it's not like you had to teach Hannah how to be accepting of you both. She had such unconditional love. And that's something, the beautiful moments we saw on the show, where it's like, you don't have to tell kids that this is something different, because it's not something different. You don't have to teach kids how to work through it. Kids, are not going to know that it's not considered normal unless you tell them, or you have to make a big deal. And Hannah just naturally, followed that path, and that was so beautiful to see. Or it's not some deep dark thing that you have to sit down and teach kids. It's this is life. This is just
and that shows you that. And then for me, it was wonderful to see her acceptance, because obviously first and foremost, being with Kenny and coming together she was my priority, and how she took it. So seeing how she accepted it, she was happy about double love, and so that was always good to feel and to know that she loved us no matter what.
We tried to explain that to our neighbors too, like that, don't teach them that it's bad. Don't teach them that it's whatever. Just be, they're good guys. This is what it is. They have a great daughter. No problem. And I said, you will see that your kids will have no problem with it either, if you just don't have a problem with it. But eventually, I think it just wore them down, and they didn't, want to accept it. And what it is. Sometimes you just got to accept it, that they're not going to change. But
and this is part of your storytelling, letting audiences into your lives, that has gone viral internationally. It's going to reach those houses that need to have these conversations, and it's going to be presented in a very positive way. So little by little, we're going down the right path.
And that's what we're doing here. Honestly, when we were trying to get our marriage license and things in Mexico, I said, what do you want to do? Do you want to fight this? Do we want to, fight the system kind of in Mexico? And he said, I want to fight it. I want to do the right thing and to help others, that come after us. So I think it really did help. And I think we did make some changes here in Mexico, and, we can see some of it too.
Definitely. And that was very well captured on the show as well. Now, what have you learned most from each other since you've been married?
Patience.
Yes, patience is a big one. And like I said, we have a big age difference, and we have a lot, the culture. We have a lot of differences that we had to deal with and overcome. But man, at the end of the day, love is what keeps us together. Love is what really is something between us. I mean, it's just a magical thing between us. I really believe that. The chemistry, everything is there. So everything else just kind of falls away. We're not perfect by any means. We have to deal with stuff just like any other couple does. But, at the end of the day, we love each other, and that's what matters, and it gets you through it. Then we always say, if you both give 51% instead of just 50%, you always try to put the other person first. It usually works out by the end of the day.
Well, and in talking about love overcoming, this is not a fun subject, but I do want to talk about grief. Grief took many forms during The Other Way. Armando, the loss of your wife was part of it. The loss both of you had in saying goodbye to your family. Even the loss of moving away from your individual homes. And then, of course, there's been the recent loss of one of my favorite cast members, your dog Truffles. How has this grief not kind of broken you and crippled you? What keeps you going?
Well, it's giving that 51% and being there for each other, loving each other. I had some hard times in my life, and Kenny was all I had from the beginning because I had nobody else to be open with and confident with and stuff. So he helped me build my character, who I was to become, confidence. And I think through that, I've learned, through his care, that I care just as much for him, and I show him that care as well. And even, losing Truffles was really hard. And obviously, especially more on Kenny, since it was, his best friend for years and years. And just being there for him and supporting him and listening to him mostly.
Yeah, I love how you pick up on stuff, and you have a heart, like you can feel your heart too. And Alex said, you feel these things, like, and you understand, like leaving my family, it was a lot of grief to it, and there still is a lot of grief to it. I still struggle with it. Him losing, Hannah's mom, and having to deal with that, and the grief of his family losing the son they thought they had, and the dreams they had for him. There was a lot of grief going around, and we learn to deal with it. And it all is just like leaning on each other in love. And thank you for bringing up Truffles. Truffles was a big part of my life for 2 decades. And I still well up thinking about her.
Of course.
And it's amazing what a pet really touches your heart, and you don't realize how important they really are. Sometimes it's too late.
Well, and I'll add this with Kenny also. Truffles was extra special because that was like the one thing he still had from Florida that he raised his kids with. So losing that part obviously has been really hard, and I feel for him, and I'm there for him because I know that was, that piece of his kids and Florida.
Well, and
on that, I need to take a little drink of my cocktail.
Yeah, well, please do. And I have to tell you, that car trip with Truffles, we felt like we were along there. And when we're talking about unconditional love, animals do love unconditionally. You don't have to teach them, the difference between right or wrong. They just offer this love. And so, of course, any loss of a pet is just huge. Now, this is a fan question. Are you making religion or spirituality in any part of your lives with Hannah? Obviously, we know Mexico is very Catholic. That's just a big part of the environment. What kind of role does that play in the household?
We just kind of we believe in God. She believes in God. I know, like, she goes to her mother's family, and they're very Catholic, and she'll come back home and talks about God or the Virgin Mary, and I go along with it. I say, oh yeah, whatever she tells me. I support it, and I guess it's just that we believe in God.
Yeah, we believe in God, and we believe in a higher power, and believe in spirituality and being kind and empathy and all that we teach her. We don't belong to any kind of organized religion, but we teach all that at home, and to be a nice person, to be nice to everybody around you, and to be nice to people that aren't nice to you, but you still are nice back. So we just teach her those kind of things. And I think it works out good. And what she chooses later is what she chooses later, on how she wants to deal with that. We're open to anything. And I grew up Catholic, and I went to Catholic grade school, Catholic high school, and everything. So, we teach her a lot of parts of the good parts of religion, that I call it, just because there's a lot of good in parts of religion, but there's some that parts that aren't.
Well, and I hear that. I was raised Catholic all my life, through college, and there are the pros and cons. And if I had a kid, I'm not sure what I would do. But yeah. Okay. This is also another fan question. This is actually from two of my friends that have been together for 12 years. How are you keeping the love life, bedroom life? How are you keeping that alive when you're raising a daughter there in that cute little house? What's going on?
I'm confident, but I'm still embarrassed with those questions. You take it.
He's like, he wants to know what's going on in the sheets.
I'm shy.
He's shy. He's not shy in the bedroom, but he had a lot of pent up stuff that he's getting out over the years here. So,
Girl,
we have a great life there too, and a lot of people think that people that are in their 50s, I think. It's even better in your 50s. So I think it's kind of the best of both worlds in a lot of ways. So it works out great with us, and the chemistry is good. And
we both like to experience, so that's good that no one's like, I won't try that, I won't try this.
Yeah.
And you just work your times around a child.
Yeah.
The good thing is, even in our home,
they're on the opposite ends of the house.
Perfect.
Our bedroom's on one side and ours is on the other. So that works.
And I have to tell you, as
she's
a man
sleeper.
Yeah. I have to tell you, as a man connoisseur, I do know, being with an older man, you don't have to teach them anything. In fact, they're teaching you everything. You're like, I had no idea you could do it that way.
Hey, I've been taught a few things too.
Oh! All right, and I know that you have.
Watching?
That's another spinoff on a different network. Now I know that you have some branded merchandise, and you guys are launching kind of like a new line of merchandise. Or I saw something on your Instagram that something's coming. What's coming?
Well, we do have our online shop, which is kennyarmando.com, and we have t-shirts, we have sweatshirts, bows, and we also have a candle line, which I make on my own. So I hand pour each candle, and so I'm doing a new line of Earthly Aura, is what we call it, by Kenny Armando. And I'm doing a new, like a spring summer line that's coming out on Tuesday.
Everything we put out, it's really amazing because everything we put out sells out right away. All the candles he does, he was making pots and everything, packaging and doing it all. And sell out right away. And he's doing another line that's coming out pretty soon.
Well, what I love about it is that it does have your personal touch on it. It's not like you just got licensed through some, TV deal, and now somebody else is designing, manufacturing, sending it out. It's really your product, and it comes from a very good place. So
and we find that like those that support us, they love that. They love knowing that it comes directly from us, and we package it on our own and stuff. So I think we like keeping it that way, and it's unique and special.
Even the t-shirts and all that, we design ourselves. We obviously don't sew them ourselves, but we design it all ourselves, and it's all done right here in Mexico too. So it's all actually in our hometown, so it all works out really good.
I saw for Valentine's Day, you guys were doing cameos. I just have to, this is my personal naughty question. Like, what's the craziest cameo request that you got? Was there something that you were like, we can't record that, or
they want to see feet.
Why is that such a big deal? Everybody's obsessed with feet
nowadays.
That's not. It's not OnlyFans. This is Cameo.
I mean, that's just insane to me. It's like, I wear socks in the shower. Like, I don't want to see anybody's feet.
Well, some people are into some stuff, and it's all good, but we're not doing a feet cameo.
I have nice feet, but I'm not sure.
Like that, but no.
Patas.
Oh, cameo is really great too. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of people see another personality to us there, and we put a lot of heart in those as well too. We really do put heart in everything we do.
Well, and that's evident, and I think that's why also the fans, have just really rallied around you and excited to see where life takes you both. I mean, the fans literally cannot get enough.
I didn't hear the last of it.
Oh no, I'm just saying that fans just can't get enough of you guys.
We hope, at least. We love it. We love having that support and sharing our lives. That's what's made it all worth it in the end. Because initially we were worried about sharing our private. We're very private individuals, or before we were.
Well, he was more than me.
Yeah, but knowing we're supported and loved and all that, and being able to be hugged or wrapped around all this love is amazing.
Hey, Armando, did you tell your sister that I was obsessed with her eyelashes and makeup? Like,
No, I did not because
It'll go right to her head.
yeah, that's fine.
she's fabulous.
Oh, it's funny because we get messages. He gets messages on Instagram like, "Hey, can I have your sister's number?"
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Hey, they can have your sister's number. I want your wedding planner's number.
Oh, we can hook you up.
Woohoo!
They're both. I think they were both single. So
Even so, the more the merrier. All right. Well, thank you so much for being part of Metrosource's last issue. Beautiful spread.
Hey,
Again,
the article you guys did was just amazing. We really appreciate it. It was beautifully done, and thank you so much for that. We've got a lot of nice positive feedback on that as well. And just to do a little thing, we have a couple things coming up. We have a lot more pillow talks coming up, and we have a show called Diaries coming up. Season 3 of that's coming up on Discovery Plus on March 21st, and then eventually we'll show on TLC. But that's coming up for us too.
So keep an eye out.
How exciting. Tell everybody where you want them to find you and follow you.
Well, you can find us on Instagram at Armando_90day.
And Kenneth_90day on Instagram. And I'm on Twitter too at KAN_Tampa Bay.
And make sure to go to KenyaandArmando.com.
Yes, KenyaArmando.com and support. Thank you, gentlemen. I hope you have a great weekend and can't wait to see more of what the future brings.
Oh, thank you. You're great. Thank you so much.
Mwah. All right, that has been my chat with Carrie and Armando. You can read my in-depth article with them on the latest issue of Metrosource magazine, available on newsstands around the nation, or you can go to metrosource.com and check that all out. And that's our episode. I'm your host and lead writer for Metrosource, Alexander Rodriguez. You can follow me on Instagram at AlexanderIsOnAir. Until next time, stay true and do you, boo. That has been another Metrosource Mini. Like, share, and subscribe on your favorite podcast player, and check out the latest issue of Metrosource magazine on newsstands or online at metrosource.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram at Metrosource, and on Twitter at MetrosourceMag. Until next time, stay fabulous.